Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investors Channel. My name is Sensei and we're here doing a very important show. We've got the markets pumping, we've got a lot of FOMO, we've got everyone buying in crypto stocks. Everything is going parabolic straight after the UK deal was announced, right after we got that press conference. So let's have a look at all the charts. Everyone's in the show this morning saying Sensei, so thank you all for tuning in. First thing to do, everyone please hit that like button. Let's get this show moving. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And everyone's in the show saying Sensei. I wonder when that will stop. Thank you, Martyn, for spamming my show. I love it. We've got a poll in the chat right now. What's everyone voting? We've got how are you feeling about the markets now? Bullish, send it, 70%. Cautiously optimistic is 22%. Bearish, big pullback ahead is 4%. So let's... And no idea, it's all noise is also 4%. Hello and welcome in, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. What do we have going on in the markets right now? Well, we've got the crypto markets going absolutely berserk. We've got Uniswap up 14%. A lot of these coins were in terrible bear trends, ready to pop, and here they go. They are popping right now. We've got Uniswap up 14%. We've got Ethereum up 13.5%. We've got Gala up 14%. We've got Aave up 14%. We've got Dogecoin up 11%. We've got Link up 10%. Sandbox 10%, VeChain 10%, Ethereum Classic 9.5%, Axie Infinity 9.5%, FTM 9.5%. We've got HBAR moving again, breaking back above resistance there. It is up 9.5%. We've got Filecoin up nearly 10%. We've got ADA approaching resistance, ready to break out. Next level's 122 if we break out of this zone. That is up 9.23%. Let's get some more brightness there. There we go. We've got Shiba Inu up 9.2%. Ondo Finance up 9%. DOT up 9%. XLM is moving. It is back above resistance, turned it into support, looking at 41 cents on XLM. Remember, I like XLM because it follows XRP, but it's a bit more volatile. Next level for XLM is 43% to the upside. So before we get any further, I want to make clear anything I say during this video is not financial advice. This is only my thoughts and opinions. Please do not trade based on anything I say. We are just dubiously speculating on the market while looking at some trading patterns, charts, and stuff like that. So thank you all for tuning in. Martyn likes Sandbox. What's Sandbox up today? Up 10.5%. We've got Mana up 7.8%. We've got MicroStrategy up 7%. Let's put some music on. Let's get the likes. We'll get into your charts. Let's get it moving.
The year is 1991.
Who's with us here today? Everyone is spamming the comment section with comments. We've got Sandbox. We've got Sensei, like OK Media, Stop Media. Thank you, Stephen. We've got Saab here. XLM up 9.3%. You are correct. Everyone, hit the like button. Let's do it. Let's pump it up. 305 people watching, 2 likes. Let's get 150 likes straight off the bat. We'll get into all the charts, all your requests. Hit that like button. Let's get 100 likes straight off the bat. Let's refresh this. How many likes do we have? 46 likes. Let's get 150 likes. Quant. Hello everyone, welcome in. Smash that like button. I like sand, what the bloody Sandbox. Martyn likes Sandbox. I think that's what he's saying. 47 likes, let's get to 150 likes. Let's have a look at the markets. Everything's pumping. It's a good day. Let's look at the resistance support. What's next? Everyone hit that like button. Let's start the show at 150 likes. Let's get it straight away.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
77 likes, 150 likes. We can do it. A lot of senseis. Everyone's spamming the chat. Let's get it moving. Quant. Lots of sandbox boom, shake the moon. Sensei, geez, Martyn lol. There is a poll up ahead. Please do vote above that. 74% bullish. Look at Sui. We will have a look at your requests. If you do want to become a member, there is the membership link. 77 likes. We're getting to 150 and then we'll get it moving. 81 likes. Come on, guys. We can do it. Takes a second. We are trying to get to 150 likes. It takes one moment. Hit the like button. Let's do it. Let's get into the show. Ty is pumping. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of my favorite charts. We're going to have a look at them. You can see on the screen, if you want your chart requests, you can do a $4.99 super chat. What we'll do is look at the resistance supports, possible trades, not financial advice. We'll be looking at the charts. So you can request your favorite charts. We'll go through most of them anyway. But let's get straight into it. Do hit that like button to get this to 150 likes as well. So what else do we have moving? We've got MicroStrategy, just as we thought, moving to its next level of 440, up 7%. ICP up 7%. Quant, as suggested in the chart, in the comments, the chart is moving up 6%. From that very arrow we had a few weeks ago, you can see how it's moving. We are up today on Quant. XRP, as suggested yesterday. We go over to the daily candle there, and you can see what we were saying was downward sloping resistance. As soon as that breaks, it was likely to break. A lot of test points on it. We're looking at $2.30. $2.30 is key for XRP. Why is that the case? Well, because $2.30 is an important resistance. As soon as we get above $2.30, which we failed to do with volume last time round, failed to hold $2.30, the next level is $2.60, and that can happen very, very quickly. Potentially a 15% move in a day once we break $2.30. So $2.30 is looking likely as well. What else do we have moving in the market? We've got Coinbase up 6%, approaching resistance. Bitcoin. It has hit our level. Where is Bitcoin hit? Well, the level we were looking at was 100,000 to 102,000. The next major level for Bitcoin is between 100,000 and 102,000. Why? Because 100,000 is that psychological level everyone loves, and 102,000. Why? Because that's a 786. As soon as we get back above 102,000, we're looking at all-time highs and potentially 150,000, 200,000 on Bitcoin. Why is that good for the crypto market? Well, because when Bitcoin moves up, that liquidity flows into the rest of the altcoins, and we can get that potential altcoin season. What is the altcoin season indicator? Well, it's Bitcoin dominance. How much of the cryptocurrency market cap is in Bitcoin, and how much is right now? 64.5%. What was our target? 65.5%. We were very, very close to that target, and we're dropping now. We've got this upward sloping resistance. As soon as that drops and we fall below it, the target on the bearish side is a 7% move to the downside. Once that occurs, just like it did in November of 2024, it reached the target, then it dropped heavily, and back then it dropped about 10%. Do you remember the altcoin rally we had when Trump got elected? November to December, massive altcoin rally, XRP hitting all-time highs, crypto coins going up hundreds, if not thousands of percent. That's what we're looking for, a break of Bitcoin dominance in this upwards trend. That does look like it can potentially be happening now. We are on the brink of a breakdown on Bitcoin dominance, and if Bitcoin dominance breaks down, what does that mean? It means the market, the money is flowing from the most dominant cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. The dominance falls, that money goes into the broader market, whether that's stable coins, which is more the unlikely case, probably the rest of the altcoin markets. That will push up the altcoins as well, moving them down, moving Bitcoin dominance down to potentially 60%, while the altcoin market does move up. We've got Flare behind on the rally. It's actually only up 2.4%. NASDAQ 100, it is breaking out. The tech sector is breaking out. And the next target is a potential 3.5%, 4% move to the upside. Once that 786 level breaks on that chart, again, the Nasdaq 100 is looking for all-time highs. Great news in the markets today. What's happening in the markets today? Well, the trade deal has occurred. You can see Trump is negotiating. The first one with the UK is done. Again, some debates going on UK media right now. Is it cemented? Is the deal actually signed? Stuff like that is still occurring in the background. However, the sentiment is there. That's what the market trades on, sentiment, and the sentiment of deals being done, the first one being done, a lot of news about the next ones being done. China deal, the biggest deal of them all, potentially happening this weekend. Look, it is not the time to FOMO. You don't want to FOMO. Look, you buy now, maybe it never stops going up. However, historically, FOMO, the emotional trading, is never a good idea. That's why we'll be looking at the charts and looking at specific ways of investing. Never financial advice, but always telling you trading with emotion is likely to get you in trouble. 95% of day traders lose money. Why? Because they're emotional traders. Just like you were selling, a lot of people were selling when we had all that uncertainty due to tariffs. On the last day we came live, we did a whole live stream all the way until midnight in the US, or 11 p.m. in the US. Why did we do that? Because we were trying to teach you about the fundamentals of investing. If you're selling now, when are you going to buy back? And that turned out to be the best trade ever we've done, buying at the bottom of that move towards the downside. And that was a perfect example of emotional trading. If you don't just if you start selling when the market's already 20% down, when are you going to buy back in? And it turned out to be a best buying opportunity. So just like we're going up now, what if it all turns around? What if the China deal doesn't go through on the weekend? There is still a lot of uncertainty in the market. It is a good day today. I'm not going to be FOMOing in. We'll be looking at the charts for entry quotes. The Pope has been elected. Let's get the news on that. Do we have the white smoke coming out? Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got on. We are waiting. Here we go. The Pope has been elected. Breaking news on the markets right now. The white smoke probably emerged. Let's have a look. Let's go back and see the white smoke, the thing everyone was waiting for. Let's see if we can see the white smoke. I've been waiting to see the white smoke. Let's see if we've got it. We're waiting to see the white smoke. There it is. We've got the white smoke. There it is. We've got the white smoke. Who's it going to be? We're going to keep an eye on that as well. Let's see who it's going to be. So again, some news there. What else do we have? We've got Trump announcing the deal with the UK. That is why the markets are pushing up right now. Let's have a see what Financial Times is saying about that. Donald Trump has announced a trade deal with the UK, making Britain the first country to reach an agreement with the US since White House announced sweeping tariffs last month. It is showing that he is there to negotiate, and it is actually happening now. The first country to do it, it lays the foundations for the rest. But both the US President and the UK Prime Minister talked up the pact as a landmark in the country's relationship, but it stops short of a comprehensive agreement. That's why I'm saying, let's just calm it down a little bit. Let's not FOMO in. We don't have a comprehensive agreement yet. It's all in the next few weeks. China deal is there potentially. However, what if it doesn't go well? Again, I am bullish. I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade, but there is things that can still go wrong. If they come back from the China negotiation and it's not good, and no agreement is made, that is actually worse than going into that negotiation, in my opinion. So, some of the agreements? The UK will be able to export 100,000 cars a year to the US at a 10% tariff, not 25%, not 0%, 10%, and for only 100,000 cars. That will help protect our industry here in the UK. A reduction on the prevailing 27.5% tariff. That quota is big enough to account for almost all current exports. So that is mostly exports anyway. Tariffs on steel and aluminium fall from 25% to 0. A 10% tariff that applies to most goods imports remain. So only a few sectors have seen reductions. 10% is still there for everything else. The two countries have agreed reciprocal market access on beef, with UK farmers receiving a tariff-free quota of 13,000 metric tons, and Starmer insisting there will be no change in food safety standards. That's what a lot of UK people are worried about, as well as the farmers. The UK will remove the tariff on US ethanol as well. So that's what we've got so far from this deal. It is still an emerging story. There is still deals to be done as well. What else do we have going on? AI chips scrap the big boost for tech. Trump's team also plan to rescind parts of Biden era restrictions on AI chip exports, giving a lifeline to companies like Nvidia and AMD. Chip makers are rallying pre-market. They're rallying right now as well. Bitcoin has passed 100,000. There is still tariff pain felt within the economy. We've got Toyota expecting a 1.3 billion income hit due to tariffs. We've got high yield bonds coming back into market with investors' appetite for strong risk. That is all playing out in the market right now. Nasdaq up 1.65%. Bitcoin up 4%, back above 100,000. We're at that resistance. So again, that's why I'm saying be careful. 100,000 to 102,000 is that resistance level we want to get back above. And once we're past that, we're all good, in my opinion. So let's keep an eye on this. Let's see if this goes up any further and we get back above 102,000. That is the key level for me. XRP approaching $2.30. Again, this is not done. $2.30 is key. Let's get back above that before we get any more excited. XLM up 8%, moving very quickly now. Why? Because it's back above its resistance. There's not much ahead for XLM. 30 cents, then you're looking at 41 cents. Excuse me. So let me know what charts you want me to have a look at. We can have a look at your favorite cryptos, your favorite stocks. If you want us to make sure we do it, you can do a super chat. We will look at your charts that way. If not, I will be picking a few from our long-term members. If you do become a member on the show, I will also do your request as well. That's the membership link. If you buy any merchandise, I will do your chart request as well. What merchandise do we have in the shop today? If you're an XRP fan, you've got all this merchandise here: phone cases, mugs, t-shirts, jumpers. If you buy a jumper, for example, you get a jumper. You pick your mug, whatever size you want, and a t-shirt, and you get that for a bundle price. What else do we have? We've got Martyn's merch. You've got Martyn's logo signature on mugs. You've got my edition, which is just my logos. What else do you have? You've got the limited collection. You've got the Lucasades win mug. Remember from back when we were doing the stream from until 11 p.m. US time. That's only got 2 left. So if you want, there's only 10 of them available. And there's only 2 left, so that is one to keep an eye on. I'll give you the merch link there as well. If you get this mug, you can get the other 2 mugs, the Lucasade Wins, the XRP mug, and the Magic mug. And what you can do there is you get them basically half price, 40% off for them.
Carbon donated $1.99 through a super chat. Can you review UME stock, please?
Yes, we can have a look at that stock. Thank you for the super chat. What else do we have? My favorite new addition is if you go to the homepage and go to your novelty items, we've got new t-shirts. We've got Be Greedy When Others Are Fearful on the front, Buy Like Buffett at the back. You can buy the t-shirt, the mug, and you get a discount that way. You've also got, you can regulate the exchange, but not the code t-shirt. You've got free chicken t-shirt there. You've got take care of yourselves and each other, a saying of the show on the back there. What else do you have? Vu, how do you do t-shirt as well. So definitely take a look at the shop if you buy any merchandise live. We will also do a full analysis for you and you support the show. So thank you for anyone who does do that. So let's do charts. What is everyone's what was the first request? We had UAMY. So UAMY, United States Autonomy Corporation. We'll have to have a look at BA as Boeing, ticker symbol BA, because they've got a big deal as well. And Trump definitely, once he announced that, that was a big move to the upside. So this is our first request. You can do a request just like this and we'll have a look at it. So never covered the stock before. So what do we always do when we look at a chart? We go out, we zoom out, we look at the weekly time frame. Actually, the weekly time frame isn't even enough. Let's go to the monthly time frame. And let's put in our horizontal supports, and then we will look deeper into the current price action. So very much strong levels of support around the 15-cent mark. You've got your IPOing price as well, which is around $3.75. You've got your all-time highs at $10. You've got there as well. Let's do a quick Fibonacci from the all-time high to the all-time low. Let's make sure we've got them lined up correctly. This will give us some major support and resistance as well. There we go. You can see that very much lines up, which is always good to see, different resistance points lining up. So that's the resistance there. That support line is still very much in the works over there. You've got the 50% retrace as well. That'll be your next level of resistance you're trying to head up to. 786. And there we go. That's about the 618 as well. Okay, so where are we currently with the stop? Oh God, what's going on here? I apologize. 1 second. This is just needs to calm down a little bit. There we go. We're back to normal. Okay, so this stock currently has hit resistance on the monthly time frame. Let's zoom down into maybe the 3-day time frame. So you are currently at resistance with the stock. $4, $3.75 to $4 is key resistance, and you're struggling to get back above it. That key resistance goes back to the Fibonacci and the horizontal resistance points, and that's what you're struggling to get back above. So I would be very cautious about coming back down to the $2.50 level. That will be the next level of support. There is no real trade at the moment. You can see we're up against resistance. So I would be wary of this stock just in the short term. Why? Because you're up against resistance. You're failing to break is your strong resistance between $3.75 and $4. If you get back above that, there is higher targets, $5.23. But right now you are in the overbought territory on the RSI on the 3-day time frame. We move down to the one. We go down to the 1-day time frame as well.
Shergill donated $2 through a super chat. Adobe, please, Sensei.
We will look at Adobe as the next request. Thank you, Saab. What you've got going on here is a potential double top on the daily as well. So be careful. I would be targeting $2.50 as $2.60 as the next level of support, the next level that traders will be looking to take a trade and open up a long. Again, no financial advice at all, but the charts are suggesting double top. You're at resistance, $2.50 next, and then that's when you start seeing how are you going to react at $2.50. If you create support at these levels, then what the next move would be is trying to get back above $4.10, come back, test the $4.75, and then start moving on into your next level, which is $5.20. So right now, short term, be careful. Supports at $2.44. The level to get back above is $4. After $4, $5.29. Those are the levels I'll be keeping an eye on UAMY. Thank you for the super chat as well. So Saab wants to have a look at Adobe. We will have a look at Adobe. Again, another stock that I don't think we've got any chart analysis on from before, so let's have a full analysis of Adobe as well. We will have a look at XRP as well. Your favorite stocks, crypto. If you do a super chat, we will have a look at it, just like Saab did. So Adobe's been around for a very long time. I don't think we need to zoom back as far. You can see this stock has very much been. You look at the chart and you know the trend is towards the upside. It's been around for a while. It's generating income. It's going to stay for a while. So no worries, F Chaban. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for being a member for 6 months. I was glad I can do that for you. So again, let me just see what's going on. There we go. Adobe. So that's the 2020 low. There's no point looking too far back because those prices we'll never see again. I don't think we'll see $100 Adobe again with the way it's been moving up. The lowest I really see this going is 256. So I always have money on the side to be able to buy it at the best price possible. And the best price possible, I think, for this stock would be $256. However, you do have this upward sloping trend as well to keep an eye on, which is showing higher lows, more market participants, more people buying, less people willing to sell. You do have these lower highs as well. So the trend is sort of diverging in the long term. This is a weekly time frame we're looking at. So this will take a long time to play out, but you're looking at a wedge being created, and then we'll see which way it breaks out. If it breaks down, you're looking at 250. If it heads back towards these levels, you're looking at all-time highs. So that's a longer term trend we're looking at. Let's move down to the daily time frame as well. The daily time frame has been trending very much to the downside since 2024 and September of 2024, and even dating back to January of 24. We've had this downwards trend with lower highs, presenting a downwards trend, a nice wedge towards the downside, which looks like it's just about breaking out right now. You've got lots of gaps to fill on Adobe. A lot of gaps, remember, are like magnets. 90% of them that get filled in. And what are these gaps we're talking about? What we're talking about between open and close, where the gaps aren't filled. Right now, we've got a gap between. Money Making Mitch donated $5. Thank
Money
you.
Making Mitch donated $5 through a super chat. SMCI please sensei.
Thank you, Money Making Bitch. This is how the show's going to go. You give me charts to do. We're going to just continue going through all your favorite charts. Thank you, Money Making Mitch. You're supporting the channel and you're giving us a chart to look at. So hopefully you get value from it. But here we go. Mickey S, if you want us to have a look at H-Bar, you can become a member. You can do a super chat. So that's how we do it. So it's a very busy stream. So that's how we're going to be doing it today. Okay, so Adobe. We're looking at the gaps. Gap there. And another major gap over here. You can see, you can see examples of gaps being filled. This is a gap filling stock. If you don't mind me saying, look, gap there. What happened next? Where you gapped to the upside and you filled that gap back in 2024. You can see there was, just like we're looking at now, what's happened previously with gaps, where you had a gap there, price action moved down, and then you jumped up, you filled the gap. Oh, but then you created a gap towards the downside. So what happened next? Well, you went up and then you filled that gap. So there was a gap created here next. In time, the market filled that gap. Then you do have a gap that's sort of partially unfilled but partially filled. There was a gap to the upside. You came up, price action, closed that gap. So you can see what I mean by gaps. Not always 100% hit rate, but it's like a magnet. The price action wants to fill that gap. So that's the beauty of stocks. You get these gaps created and you can trade based on them. So these are gaps towards the upside. The trend is breaking towards the upside. You've got gaps to the upside. You've got the long-term trend to the upside. You've got years of history of the stock moving up. And this is potentially a breakout point where you're breaking these lower highs.
Vaz donated £5 through a super chat. Can you have a look at Adobe, please? Earnings call yesterday. Fairly good fundamentals.
Thank you, Vaz. Very much appreciate it. Vaz is our eVTOL expert, and he's going to be covering a few earnings calls live on the show. He's actually going to be live on Saturday. He's going to be live on Monday. He's going to be live on Tuesday. So keep an eye out for Vaz for those eVTOL earnings. And we'll do your chart request. Thank you, Vaz. What does a gap mean? Well, a gap means the price opens at for example, these gaps to the downside were created because the price closed on Wednesday at 545. It opened on Thursday at 483. So you've got that gap in price from the prior day to the new day where a gap has been created. Historically, looking at charts, 80 to 90% of these gaps get filled, especially when it's a stock where it's like Adobe, where it's just growing, 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 history of growth. If these gaps are towards the upside, they're much more likely to be filled. So I would probably, again, remember anything I'm saying in this show is not financial advice. I would probably say these Adobe gaps, they've probably got a 95%, 99% chance of getting filled because it's a growth stock. However, what's good when you're trading it as well is they pull it like magnets. So when you've got two things going on at the same time, so you've got a bullish breakout because you've got a downward sloping trend line, you're breaking out, you can see you've broken out just here from this trend line. Plus you've got gaps that are very close to the upside. So bullish pattern, RSI was oversold, RSI is in the bullish control zone, MACD is green, and you've got this magnet straight above you, these gaps previously. I would say at least this first gap is very likely to get filled in the next few days. That's an 11% move up on the Adobe. And if it's not in the next few days, over time, it will be, in my opinion. So you've got this gap towards the upside. Then you've got this major gap all the way at $541. So Adobe is looking good. Those are the targets I'll be looking at. $433. That's how you close the gap. And $541. So that's the gap. That's the target on these. Like that. And then when you start longer term looking at it, you've got this longer term trend line to downside. Once you start filling these gaps, you can start heading back towards all-time highs when you break that longer term trend. But what we're doing right now is looking a little bit more into the medium term. So to me, Adobe is breaking out. It's got magnets pulling it up. That's my thoughts on Adobe. $425, then $432 on Adobe. If it's going to break to the downside, I don't think it will go. I think the risk rewards looking pretty good because yes, it can drop 20%, then 32%, but that takes it down to COVID lows. So that's why I would keep a little bit of money on the side in case it drops 35%. But that is limited downside in my opinion. However, the upside is looking pretty good because what's more likely is for it to go up 11% in the short term, then 42%. And then if it continues that trend, you're looking at all-time highs, sort of doubling your money. So to me, Adobe is one of those stocks you can hold for the long term, but you've got a potential money-making opportunity in the short term as well. So to me, thank you, Saab. You've brought our attention to a good stock there. What was the next request? Have we got the new Pope? Let's have a look. Not yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. Just looking to see if we've got any more news from the Financial Times while we're going through your requests. Nope, that's the Bank of England rate decision. That's what we've already had. Let's have a quick look at your comments before we moving on to your next one. We've got can we get 80,000 subscribers this show? What are we on? 79,557. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the subscribe button. Do hit the like button. We are going through your charts. We are getting ready for these pumps. We're taking emotions out of trading for this session. So let's continue. Let's go to your comments and see what the next. Is this happening again? I really hope not. Something. Okay, let's just go back to here. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. What the? This is really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. I've done everything right this time. I've updated Ecamm. There is a bug going on. Okay, let's just go to my full screen. Let's answer some more of your questions. But I've never been more frustrated. Why is that happening to me right now again? We're having a small, well, it's actually quite a major issue with the stream because I can't share my screens again. This happened in this morning's show. I was hoping that would be the last time it will ever happen, but it's happening again. Saab, you're welcome. Thank you, Sensei, for doing for this for the family. Thank you so much. No worries at all. I have no idea why this is occurring. Let's see what we can do. I'm just trying to do a few things here. Just trying to sort this out, so do bear with me. Why is this going on again? Just trying to sort out a few things. Let's get that deleted. Hopefully this will start in a second. Again, I don't know why this is going on. How else can we do this? Let's see if I can bring this screen onto the show. I apologize. I can't share my screens again. Why is that occurring? Thank you all for tuning in, and I sincerely apologize. This is not the level of production that you guys are used to. Um, so I am having an issue completely transparently that I can't share my screen. That's why you've got a white screen there. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is try and set up the stream again. 242 people watching live, so that's very, very, very annoying. I don't know what I can possibly do, and I don't know what this issue is. Going to have to contact Ecamm. Okay, let's just have a quick look at your questions, and at least I can see your questions. You can't see that, so let me go to full screen. Awesome, thanks, Sensei. Does it look like XLM will do pullbacks or keep pumping? XLM does. I mean, there's always a chance for pullbacks, but right now it does look like it's pumping towards the upside. How do I fix this? Okay. Sandra says, Sensei, trade deal and new pope, and we still can't get to a resistance line. Very frustrating. Yeah, it is frustrating, Steve. I mean, especially with the $2.30 $2.30 resistance at XRP. However, it's a long term game. It's a long term game. We've got 212 people watching, not 400. What does the gap mean? Yes, we did explain that. Vaz, we will cover your request very shortly, and Money Making Mitch, we will definitely cover your request. So what I'm going to have to do is what we did this morning, which is frustrating, is I'm going to have to reset my systems and get the live going again. I'm confident we'll get the views back up and we'll keep it going. So Money Making Mitch, there's no point and me doing your chart right now because you won't be able to see the screen. Vaz as well, I will do your chart in the next show. So what I'm going to do is take a note of the request, SMCI. Let me write this down as a note. Let's do this. I'm going to write down your requests so we make sure we cover them in the next stream. Let's create a new note, SMCI for Money Making Mitch. And then Vaz wanted Joby for Vaz. Any new comments? SPC starting to squeeze. Yes, we will have a look at that. Don't stress. We're so used to waiting for our stocks for months. We patient chat amongst ourselves. Okay, thank you, Tish. What I'm going to do is set up the show first. So what I'm going to do is set up the new show so I can send you there and then come back to you once everything's reset again. I mean, there is nothing I can do apart from resetting the stream. So what I'm going to do is create a new live stream. Thank you all for your patience. As as Tish has mentioned, remember, I mean, we're not going to lose out on time here. It's not the time to be really trading, in my opinion. It's time to be gathering your thoughts for your next trade. You never want to trade with emotion, anyway. So we're going to go live again. We're going to use the exact same things. I'm going to send you directly there. So we go again. What I'm going to do is schedule another stream. Interesting. I can't use the same stream. So what I'm going to do is use this one here, reuse. So I'm going to give you the new stream, and then I'm going to reset my systems and be back in about 5 minutes time. So let's set this one up. This is very frustrating for me as well as you guys, so I apologize very much. I'm going to set this for 6 o'clock UK time. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this stream is going to take you directly there. Very cool under pressure. Well done, mate. Thank you very much, Steve Powell. Thank you for your patience. I'll appreciate it if everyone sticks around. We'll be back in 5 minutes' time. What I'm going to do is make sure this stream takes you directly there. So let's change that. We're going to add this there. I'm going to give you the link for the new stream as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to end the stream. I'm going to completely reset my computer again, make sure there's no new updates that we have to do. I'll be back in 5 minutes time to continue the show. And you know what? Because of all of you guys being so supportive, we're going to give away some merch. We're going to give away a mug. We're going to do it on me. We're going to give away a mug. So do make sure you stick around. I'll be back in 5 minutes. We're going to give away a mug. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give away a mug from the merch store for everyone who does stick around for the next 5 minutes while we get things sorted again. Okay, so here is the link. Here's a link to the new show. You can go straight there. Go and hit the like button on that stream. We'll be there in about 5 minutes time. Thank you for everyone being so patient. This stream will also take you directly there. So go in there, start your comments, start liking the stream, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you all, and I apologize. I'm going to reset my systems and I'll be back in 5 minutes time. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Stay where you are. Links in the chat. Not the pinned one, the one I've just put in the chat, just because the other one is the one afterwards. There is the link. If you stay exactly where you are, the stream will take you there. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.